Well, China is in the news quite a bit lately, from geopolitical tensions to investment to reopening after the pandemic. And with me is Peter Chun, who is the founder and managing director of Silverbear Capital in Hong Kong. And so great to see you. I haven't seen you since pre-pandemic.
Yes,
so
it has been a while.
Great to have you back.
Thank you.
Kind of give me an overview of what's going on in Asia right now in terms of the investment landscape.
Well, it's actually a very interesting time right now for Asia. Obviously, everybody has been riding the COVID, and Asia is one of those territory whereby it came late in opening up with everything. So they just released kind of government policy to allow people to travel around a little bit more freely, reducing the mask requirement, and trying to build an educational, psychological mindset into the population to let them kind of flow a little bit more freely and to actually excel, hopefully helping the economy at the same time as well as the family themselves to kind of regain a balance after the COVID.
Yeah.
So economy-wise, it's definitely a time whereby this is kind of a pivot point whereby the whole territory is about to wanted to accelerate in some sort of a sense, or maybe you can use waking up kind of a terminology to describe what is going on right now.
Yeah, well, the manufacturing numbers that were just recently released were the best in 10 years. So that is an indication that maybe things are reopening quicker, recovering better than anybody expected.
Yes, that number is definitely a very good data that would support I would say the picture of what's going on in the economy. But I would probably say it has also the mainstream initiatives with the government turning everything into more kind of a robotic scene as well. So actually they can do more with less people now and more cheaply, and therefore driving the GDP up like that to allow a better efficiency basically over there in Asia. And hopefully will be a kind of a both way benefactor situation for the user and the manufacturer as well at the same time, because now things are being produced in a more efficient manner.
Now you're in Hong Kong. How does that differ in terms of like mainland China, in terms of investments, in terms of economic growth? Is there a difference, or are they both kind of aligned?
Yeah, they're definitely aligned, especially after 1997. The journey through the hangover till now, there is quite some internal transformation in Hong Kong. Not that there is politically different to what it is, but investment mindset had definitely had evolved, because the government policy in China are designed to attract more of the momentum from Hong Kong into China during the last 3-4 years, especially during the COVID times. And at the same time, encouraging the whole area to actually reach out to the West, or even other countries, to collaborate as much as they can, so that they're driving enough economy momentum back into China as a result.
Okay. Now, do you think the Chinese government would offer incentives at all to get the economy going a little bit, or is that even necessary?
Well, the government stimulus is definitely helping China internally, because it was badly hit, to be honest, during the COVID times. So the stimulus is definitely a must. However, I mean, the indicator that we're seeing today had also kind of demonstrate that the Chinese government is doing a reasonable job in helping the economy to recover it, in a sense, and I believe their intervention will continue, and again, you know, there's all these other bits and pieces falling around onto the lab as what so-called challenges to the government, but I think the the situation will slowly improve, and I think this is what we're seeing on the data sheet right now is only a start, and I'm sure the economy will pick up with the rest of the Southeast Asia territory as well. So I think overall the economy is running in the right direction.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of geopolitical tensions. I'm sure you're well aware. We just had a hearing, recently in Congress about what's going on TikTok and all these kind of things. How is that seen from the Asia perspective?
The tension was already there a couple of years ago from the trade war kind of legacies that had happened, and it was just evolved and evolved and evolved. I think it no longer is a kind of a tension anymore. It was kind of more a subject and a topic which needs to be resolved, and everybody is more aware of the pros and cons about working together, and they're trying to actually demonstrate a bit more of the brain power of each government, how to actually craft and protect their own benefits, but at the same time, not to actually disrupt too much about the global collaboration. That was always been the subject, how this can be worked out together. Of course, the media and all the other, I would say, channels that are distributing this information out would have seen it as a tension, because whenever two parties are not working together well, it's called tension. But I think the tension between China and U.S. Are a little bit different. It's more of a economical conflict now, more than like the two countries are going into war or something like that. So it's kind of, I would say the tension has been there for so long that you got already kind of used to the pain. And it's an ongoing process how each party will actually give effort to discuss how things can be worked out and move forward in a way whereby it's not going to hurt each other in the long run, but at the same time, I'm sure each party is still trying to work together because of some very common benefit that you see by working together.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about that before. The rising interest rates in the U.S. and in other countries as well may slow down the supply chain issues and may have some impact on the Chinese economy as well.
Yes, I mean the inflation was handled in this particular manner by the U.S. government, as everybody can see. The rise of the interest rates have benefit actually to a lot of people globally. To be honest, it gives the local economy a boost. It has a stronger dollar right now, which means all the countries that are working with U.S. would benefit.
Yeah.
I mean, with a better inflation rates going down, I would probably say this would give the U.S. economy a very good mid-run. And when you have a superpower in the room with a mid-run economy that are looking good, it always benefits the rest of the world. I personally see the rise of the interest rate would not continually be driven higher if there is not like a necessary reason. So I think this is kind of like a more temporary thing.
Yeah.
And after the inflation are being handled, I'm sure the Feds will put together another government stimulus to actually help boost the economy.
Okay, and then finally, just tell me about Silverbear Capital. I know you're making investments. Has the pandemic changed how you approach that? Macroeconomics changed how you approach it? What are you looking at for investments right now?
Anything that with renewable energy is a good one. As you probably or everybody will see on the market that the EV had done a good run now, but now came hydrogen, which is kind of more the solution that people will see. healthcare, biotech, obviously is a very, very clear area where people will still put interest into it, especially with the COVID happening. A lot of the healthcare companies have done reasonably well. We also wanted to take a look at the real estate as well, because as you just pointed out, the rise of the interest rates have helped driven the inflation to go down, hopefully, but also had driven the real estate price a little bit on the downside. And we see a lot of good bargain going around town, and we're always looking for it this year, trying to take advantage of the timing.
Okay, thank you so much, Peter. Great to have you back in New York.
Thank you.
Thanks.